Hi everybody. As you can see, I am just trying to focus my camera. Today we are doing the little angler fish. He uses a little thing above his head to catch other fish by, and he's mainly dark, and I think he lives right down quite low in the sea. Don't shoot me if I'm wrong. So he's quite a good one to draw, quite a contrast from the shark. And looking over now at the picture, it's beginning to fill up and it's beginning to look quite cool. Today I am surrounded by my studio pals, the two dogs, and they do come up and sit with me quite regularly. We did have the cat at one point, but she decided to go back out, and that is Socks. And Storm doesn't come in very often because he has got a new habit. He's just learning to be a big cat, a big cat, and he's out stalking leaves. I don't think he quite gets it that he is supposed to catch mice. He is out there coming in quite pleased with himself every day, growling and hanging on to his leaves for dear life, which is quite cute. The weather here today is quite mild, no rain. Sun is trying to come out, but it's quite grey. I'm sorry if I'm sniffing. I've still got a really grotty cold, and I've been to work this morning with teaching one of my little tiny people, and I've been asked to take part in Cinnamon Cooney's #autumn, and it was really lovely talking to the little student I had today, asking her about #autumn, about what does she think about when she thinks about autumn. And straight away she said she thought about trees going to sleep. And I said to her, what about if you were to draw an animal? And she said, oh, an owl drinking a cup of cocoa with gloves on. And we did discuss that it would be quite hard to draw gloves on an owl as they've got feathers. And she did, bless her, turn her sheet of paper over that she was working on and actually drew me mittens. So mittens, I don't know if any of you know this, but according to the little 6-year-old that I teach, all owls in the winter wear mittens. So there you go. Don't worry about the owls. They're lovely and warm in the winter. She said hedgehogs and a badger. She thought about a frog, but she said that wasn't very good to illustrate a frog, using that for autumn. Not a really good idea. So the frog was crossed off the list. But it did get me thinking, and it got me thinking about a wonderful story that my granddad used to read us, me and my nan and my brother, Wind in the Willows. And there is a marvellous beginning where Mole is spring cleaning after a long winter. And I know it's not really the done thing, but I think what I might do for that actual hashtag is I might do Mole spring cleaning, but instead of spring cleaning ready for the spring cleaning to get ready for the autumn. And I found a lovely little image, and I think I might do that. And I haven't actually worked in my journal for a long time, months and months, and I do love my journal. I'm not one of those artists that keeps an art journal. It's not my go-to thing. I spend a lot of time drawing in my head. I'm a head drawer, and I edit out the things that I don't want. So for people to come around and see my sketchbooks, it really isn't a done thing. A lot of people are disappointed. But saying that, years and years ago, about 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I was working. And I was working alongside another artist that was teaching, and she always kept sketchbooks, and they were amazing. And she told me that I should keep a sketchbook. And I said to her, you know what? I'm really not a sketchbook person. I love looking at them and I'm very envious, but no, I don't really keep a sketchbook. And she said, I dare you to keep a sketchbook. And you know, this little sketchbook has come with me for quite a few years now. I usually take it with me when I'm filming with my son Harry, but as business is getting bigger and bigger, I don't film much with him now, so the little sketchbook, bless him, is on, actually, to be honest, I don't know where he is. He's hiding in the studio. But what I thought I would do for this one, I thought I'd use a couple of pages and do a little illustration from the TV show Wind in the Willows of Mole standing by his gate saying goodbye to us all as he goes away into autumn. Now, moles are quite endangered, I think. Years ago, when I used to keep ponies and horses, and I used to get up early in the morning, and the dew was on the ground, you would often see a molehill tumbling down, and eventually a mole would come up, scurry across, and disappear back into another one. And they used to be the bane of everybody's lives. But I think, you know, with more concrete going down, and more roads, do you know, I think moles have retired back to the fields and the woods, and we do have quite a few around here, but I don't hear anybody on YouTube like years ago, or adverts say, if you've got trouble with your moles, use this, use that. I never see them anymore, so I'm assuming moles have all migrated to the country. I remember the first time I saw a mole. My granddad caught a mole in a dustbin lid when we were little, and it was running around the dustbin lid, and for those in America, garbage can lid. Do you know, I never thought in my days of living that I would have to edit out my English. I never thought I'd be talking to people in other countries. But anyway, he caught this mole, and they are beautiful things. They are the true velvet. And this little thing was hissing and snarling and really getting his temper up, being stuck in a dustbin lid. And my granddad said, don't touch him because he could give you a nasty bite. So we never touched him, and eventually my granddad set him loose on the lawn where he scurried. And did you know that moles are blind? And back in the Victorian times, they used to have mole hunters, and they used to use the fur from the mole for gloves and very, very exquisite things. It was very, very expensive to buy a moleskin, and no, that isn't what moleskin books are made of. They are not made from moleskin, and it is moleskin, but it's nothing to do with the animal. So for all you vegans out there, you can still have your moleskin books because they have nothing to do with the animal. Don't know why they're called moleskin. I would imagine, like anything else, they are very, very gorgeous to touch. Very soft, velvety, like a moleskin. Touching a moleskin is a bit like touching ice cream. You have to spend more time imagining the sensation, because the sensation is the most delicate thing that you will ever come across. It is almost ethereal, although you do touch them, but it is almost ethereal. And I think that's why, I don't know about you, but as an artist and even as a reader, there are pages and paper that I find very tactile, and some paper that really is like putting nails down the blackboard. And do you know what? I have been put off by buying a reading book by the paper that is printed on. And I think that's quite common. I think we are quite tactile people, and I think that we like to touch things that are wonderful, and if they're not, shy away from them. So that's what I decided to do for hashtag October with hashtag autumn with Cinnamon Cooney. And I have now started to see through YouTube